Girls Game Shelf. Today I get to teach you how to play Vigilante. In this game, you will either be a good guy that's trying to save the city from fugitives that are power hungry, or you're going to be joining those fugitives in their quest to take over the city. So before we dive into how to play, let's learn how to set up the board. First, you're going to choose which scenario you will be playing with. The scenario changes the difficulty level of the game, but it also determines factors like how many good, neutral, and evil players you're going to have. Then give each player their own identity card. The cool thing about these identity cards is that each player has their own winning condition. So even if two players are good, it is possible that one good player will win and the other will lose. Next, you're going to set up the board. Now, the rules are pretty thorough about how to do this, but I'm still going to take you on a little tour of the city real quick. First, we have our main deck. And the main deck is the deck you're going to be drawing cards from to help you equip your heroes with weapons, to take actions, etc., etc. Right next to the main deck is the agency deck. The agency deck is just like the main deck, but just a little souped up. Then we have our heroes. Our heroes are going to go face down, and 3 heroes are going to go face up in the hero market. After the heroes are, of course, the villains. There are 3 different levels of difficulty for your villain cards. You're going to separate them, shuffle them individually, and then place them 1, 2, 3 back where they belong so that the difficulty in the game also progresses. I should note that your scenario card will also tell you how many villains of each level will be included. Finally, take your event tokens bag, mix them up, and again, check your scenario card for how many events you're going to start the game with. Finally, get your players set up by giving each of them their very own player board where they're going to be keeping their heroes, along with 2 starting heroes. They get to choose which hero is going to go in their number 1 slot as they start the game. You're also going to be giving them a privacy screen, a pair of dice, 4 action tokens, and 4 allegiance tokens. Those are going to be determined by the player's identity card. It will tell you how many good, neutral, and evil tokens you're going to be taking. Now you are all set up and ready to play Vigilante, so let's talk about how a turn goes. At the beginning of each round, the starting player is going to choose 2 events from the events bag. Secretly look at them and then place one in the events area. The nice thing about this is that it starts suspicion early because there are good events and there are bad events, but we'll get into those later. After that, each player is going to get 4 actions on their turn. On your turn, you can either draw, heal, attack, recruit, trade, or take inventory. You can do those things in any order, however many times you'd like, as long as you only take 4 actions. But let's go into those actions with a little bit more detail, shall we? Yes, let's do that. First, drawing a card simply means you can draw a card. You can take one from the main deck, or if you have jailed 3 villains, you'll be able to take one from the agency deck. Now, these cards that you draw are going to be also your key to recruiting your heroes. Each card has either an action that you can take or influence that you can use. And each hero has an influence number, and that's how much you need to get in order to recruit them. You discard those cards, and then you can recruit that hero into the very next slot on your player board. These heroes never really switch places, but when one perishes, then they all move over one. How might those heroes perish? By going into an attack with a villain. Attacking is pretty straightforward. You just draw the first villain off the top of the deck and check out how much damage they are going to deal to your heroes. Up in the right corner, you'll see that each villain does specific damage to heroes on the player board, in the correct order too. So you use tokens to deal damage to them. If they survive the attack, then all of the heroes will work together and add their attack value in order to counterattack to the villain. And if they defeat the villain, that villain goes into their jailed villains area. Ooh, and some of the villains have these little bonus actions that you can take if you defeat them. If you do not defeat them, that villain goes to the bottom of the pile. Let's also talk about what happens if one of your heroes gets damaged to the point where they are taken out. Well, you would take that hero and put them in your defeated heroes area, and they would lose all the equipment that they have on them. Then each hero, like I said, would move up 1 space. If you want to help prevent that from happening, then you can heal one of your heroes by taking 1 damage off of them as 1 action. Taking inventory means that you would take one of the equipment cards from one of your heroes back into your hand. Now you would normally do that if you're going to lose that hero, which seems a little cruel, don't you think? Like, they're just about to die, you're just gonna take their equipment from them so they have no chance of survival. But, you know, that's how the game goes. The last action you could take is simply to trade 1 card for 1 card with another player. There are also free actions you can take though. Remember how the villains had an extra bonus action you could take? Well, these cards that you're using for influence, remember, they also have actions on them. And unless they specifically say action, then you can do those for free, which means you can add equipment to your heroes for free, or you can check allegiance tokens sometimes. Anything depending on what the card allows you to do. After taking their 4 actions, a player will then roll their dice behind their privacy screen. Now, remember those events that we put out at the beginning? You get to pick which one of your die you're going to place in the events, and that will correspond to one of the events and trigger it at the end of the round. There are 5 different events that can be triggered. A jailbreak will make players free a villain from their jail. Firefight will add 1 damage to a hero. Hacking will make you discard a card. Then on the more positive side of things, Loot Crate will allow you to draw a card, or a Paramedic will allow you to remove 1 damage token. At the end of the round, once all the players have taken their turn, you're going to look at the events that have been triggered, and everybody is going to have to resolve those events at the same time. After that, a new round begins by passing the starting meeple counterclockwise, and then the next player is going to have their chance to choose which event token will be placed on the board. Another thing to mention are the allegiance tokens. Now, based on the cards that you draw in the main deck or the agency deck, you're going to have the opportunity to check somebody's allegiance. You can check 1 at a time, and you are welcome to share that information with people or even work together to find out the identity of one of the players, or it can be kept a secret. The game goes on for however many rounds that your scenario card dictated. And at the end of the final round, players will reveal their winning conditions and their secret identity, if they haven't already. And that is how you play Vigilante.
Pick one. Okay, pick a good one.
Well, you know, pick one I can pick.
I mean, looks like a villain would pick.
Everyone always says that no matter what happens.
I firefight, damage a hero. Well, that's what it says.
All of them are bad except for the paramedic that heals you. Nothing is... Don't pigeonhole me.
Sounds like a villain.
Oh my God. I don't know if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck.
Oh my God, you guys, we just started! Oh my God!
I have a suspicion that Christina is the evil player because she chose a starting hero that has the ability to damage her teammates. And that is not very heroic, so I think it's her.
So I got the assassin card and immediately I was like, dang it, because I'm always pigeonholed anyways. Everyone always thinks I'm the bad guy, even if I'm not, and I'm like, great. There's just no way I'm going to be able to convince them that I'm good. And then Paula started in on teasing me. I was like, shh, Paula, no. Because I know she was just teasing me, but oh my God, it was impossible.
I don't know. I'm just going to replace the hero market.
Wow.
And
Those
just
are
see...
some good guys.
Oh, well.
I'm not
This is our life now.
This is our new normal.
The screen for the players has all of just the relevant information in it anyway. So even if you play it wrong, you can easily go back, spend time actually reading the rule book, and then see where you could have adjusted things differently. But I think for the most part, just the screen itself was enough to start playing the game.
I was really excited that I drew the neutral player, mostly because I felt like it was going to be a lot easier to be neutral when I didn't really know what was going on. Because it took me a little while to kind of figure out what was happening. Everyone else just going through the rules was like, yeah, got it, moving on. And I was like, if everyone could just slow down for a second.
Which hero catches your eye?
Tranquility is a yoga instructor.
Gravitas is a
I think I'm okay.
sad coach. Which one, I don't know.
A sad coach? Oh, grief-stricken coach. After losing his son, he became very protective of the children under his care.
Why
So,
are these heroes?
Stop making fun of Gravitas.
I feel really bad.
You
I'm
should.
sorry, Gravitas.
You know what? Gravitas has had a rough time. I'm going to purchase him.
You don't
Recruit-
purchase. These aren't
recruit him.
slaves. You're influencing them to join your team.
It's a street thug. And so it's 2 damage on hero 2.
Can you beat them?
Oh, wait. This is to my health. It doesn't affect the
Right.
attack, right?
Correct.
So it's 2 + 1 is 3, and then his health is 2?
You did
Okay,
it!
great.
Jail.
Yay!
Oh,
street thug.
bless my heart.
Caitlin was just. See, I can never tell with Caitlin because she has such a poker face. I'm like, do you really not understand this game, or are you just like playing that so that you can not defeat villains?
Okay, so my hero's gateway at the beginning of the game, I get to draw 3. So I'm gonna draw extra 3
Dang girl.
for free.
Well, for real.
First, discard 10 influences to recruit agency trooper. And let's see. I think I'm gonna try to recruit another guy. So I'm ready for battle. So here's A, and here is 2 more. So I'm going to also recruit Director Nowak. She's a ruthless leader. She does not rule. Alright, so I think now I'm ready to attack. So I'm going to attack this guy. Alright, he damages a hooded assailant. Bonus, draw 1. So if I defeat him, I get to draw 1 from the agency deck, which is pretty nice. But he does 2 damage to Gateway. So I do. Gateway has already done his job. He gave me 3 cards, so I'm not too sad about that.
Very
I think Gateway is probably not going to be staying with us for too long. My starting hero is Gateway. He gives me 3 cards at the beginning of the game, and that's all he does. So I'm just going to basically not put any equipment on him, and when it's his time to go, he will go.
I'm going to use 7 influence, 5 and 2 to recruit Ethernet, who is immediately my favorite hero. Meticulous hacker. That's 1. So right now that's just an attack value total of 2, which is not that great. I'm going to put a pistol on Ethernet. Whenever this hero is targeted by a villain, it will add 1 to Ethernet's attack. But in addition, it adds 2 just all the time to his attack. So I now have a total attack of 4 with all of my heroes.
Dang girl.
Surely that's going to be enough. I mean, famous last words, but let's go after a villain.
Yeah.
A hacker? Wait, he's a Minecraft villain. Ethernet's special ability is Ethernet defeats Minecraft villains without resolving
So
combat.
you don't even take damage.
So that worked out. Thanks, Ethernet. Ethernet, what a great hero. Ethernet had this cool thing where if a villain came out that was like a hacker type of villain, he got to automatically put it in jail and you didn't have to resolve any of the combat on the card, which was a huge help when that came out. So he was probably MVP of my hero squad.
Beat up more.
Do I? No, I'm either gonna heal or take a card.
That sounds like a bad person thing to do.
I'm gonna heal.
That time, I just
gonna
had to
heal
point out it wasn't me.
Now I'm starting to think you're the bad person. 'Cause you
I
keep
know.
saying that.
Okay.
I'm equally dishing out good and bad.
It is true.
You're neutral then. Good to know.
Oh.
Ooh.
I looked.
What?
You looked? Did you see what I had? Did you see what I had?
Looking at each other's screens.
No, I didn't see yours. Did you look at my stuff?
Oh, oops, I don't know.
Michelle, you gotta be honest about that. Did you see
I'm
my...
honestly unsure.
That sounds super neutral.
You can still choose what to contribute.
Can you see
I'm
my...
honestly
not looking.
unsure.
I need a bigger screen with you, Michelle.
I'm just gonna.
Just get an umbrella in.
Michelle, I could not figure out for a good long while if she was neutral or good until she started racking up villains, and I was like, oh no, you have to be good.
I can use this as an action. It says once per turn, I can draw the top card of the discard pile, which is this one.
Yep. Nice.
And it is sabotage. I can... Who has yummy equipment?
Look at my face. Do you want to cause sadness? Do you
So
want
here's the
to
thing.
break my heart right now?
If we are on the same team, this is not in my best interest, but I don't know if you are or not.
Well, I'll be straight up. I'm a good person, so I'm trying to jail 7 people at least.
Good persons never have to say they're good persons. They just perform good acts.
And, well,
For
I
other
haven't
people.
stolen anything from anyone or damaged anyone.
Yet.
So,
Okay.
and I put down the thing that was going to help
You
us
know,
all
I've been
heal.
doing a lot of name calling though, if I'm honest.
I will just sit and wait and show some mercy and fight some battles.
Wow.
Her eyes started tearing up. Now, to be clear, it's not helpful to play a game that has social deduction in it against an actress.
Let's see, 4, 9, 4, 5.
If you were a good guy, you'd fight bad guys.
You are very stressful.
I'm debating if I have the
That-
power
that's-
to do that.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do.
1, 2,
We're still
3,
level 1.
4, 5.
Yeah.
You got
2,
it.
3,
For
4, 5.
realsies.
Okay, fine. I will.
Oh, I mean, you don't have, but thanks.
Michelle, you're such a dick.
If you are neutral, it's clearly chaotic neutral.
I think that was my third action. So I guess I'll draw a card and maybe I'll get new equipment that will make me feel better about what happened. Or should I be healing?
Girl, I think you should be
Like,
healing.
you
But
should.
maybe you can pick a card that helps you heal more than just taking one cube off.
Right.
What was happening was Paula was trying to decide on what to do with her turn. And I was like, I wonder if I can convince her to do the wrong thing. And I did.
So
There's
agency.
still at least 3 animals we haven't seen yet. Maybe you'll get this parrot.
Is the parrot? Is it helpful?
No, I wish I hadn't drawn it.
All right, so I get to do 4 things, but I don't have any cards, so I'm gonna just straight up use 2 of these little bolty fire bolts to get some agency cards. And I'm gonna use them. I'm gonna use this one to take all the damage off of my people.
The card I wanted.
Needed, I know.
Oh, 3. Heal 3
Heal
total.
3 total. Oh, my babies, are you feeling better now?
Tumble's gonna die.
Poor- Oh, I'm sorry. Do I have anything else to do here?
You're not sorry.
What is Tumble? Where's he at?
The first one.
She is
Yeah.
minus 4 of 5.
You know, Tumble is gonna die! Because I'm gonna kill Tumble.
Okay, so she's clearly a villain now, right?
I will
Yeah.
I have
never
to out
forget
myself.
this.
Sorry about that.
That just means you can hire somebody else.
Yeah, you really shouldn't have drawn a
Doesn't
card. You
have
should have
to.
just healed your people. That was
There's
foolhardy.
only C. Now she's just rubbing it in.
Kiki killed Tumble, my starting hero, who I felt very attached to. And she just took her out. She didn't even care.
I didn't see my path to victory very clearly. And so I just thought it would be more fun to be like, baha, I'm the villain. And so that's why I did that. Maybe not the smartest thing to do, but definitely fun.
If one of my hero slots is empty, recruit ferocity. I turned this back.
Nice.
Oh.
That's fun.
Yay!
Power of
very cool.
persuasion.
Pretty cool.
That's
And she happened to have one free.
That's
too.
different. That's kind of a neat card.
yeah, that is cool.
And does an attack of 3.
And now you
That's-
can put equipment on him.
I
Yeah.
have more people to put stuff
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Look how this turned around for you.
Wow. I'm just so confused though, like ferocity. You just I just said, hey, can you be a good guy? And you're like, sure, I'm bleeding, but okay.
How mercenary. Go
Oh.
where the money is.
Sure, let's do this. Ferocity also now has war.
Oh.
War, is just 2 attack.
What is it good for?
2 more attack points.
I think I have one more thing I can do.
I gotta go. I would like to use this.
What is it?
I get to view an opponent's allegiance token.
Who's gonna be you? You're not curious who I am anymore?
You're evil.
It's pretty obvious.
I have a 2 and a 3 and they do
So
the
you
same
did not
thing.
defeat a villain this round.
No.
What?
She did not.
Nope.
Yes.
So neutral.
Right.
Or evil. I don't know what our breakdown is actually, but I don't think good.
Yeah, I think it might be evil,
Yeah.
neutral, good.
That's what I think.
Good, good, good.
You
Neutral,
listed yourself
evil.
as good, but you've been so crazy.
I thought
She
you were
has been
crazy
defeating
good.
a villain every round. She has been trying.
Yes.
So
Maybe
suppose.
I just
Has
wanted a little more power before I start fighting these guys.
You had enough power. You're
did.
sitting on.
You have
You're sitting on 11, right?
To be fair, Caitlin doesn't quite know what she's doing.
4.
She's
8.
not wrong.
Caitlin, and I think the other ladies felt this way too. Caitlin was a little hard to pin down. And so my thought was if I bothered her enough, maybe I would get more information. But I think I just confused myself more.
Caitlin just spent one turn doing nothing, not defeating anybody. She just drew cards. So she does not want to defeat villains. That means she must be neutral.
So if I roll a 3, y'all have lost. That's the thing. You just look at me.
Wait,
It's a game, Paula. We're really friends.
The good guys have to jail 21 villains together.
Yeah.
if you roll a 3, we have to
Then
jail.
you all have to get one of your villains out.
Oh, I thought you meant.
And I don't think we're gonna have extra.
Well, if you're good, in order to win, you have to.
Jackie's basically
That's
going to
it.
have to take a hell of a turn if you guys win.
Bring us home. Wait, you also get to go. You also do that too. Later. When it's your turn.
I'll just help in whatever way I can with what's left. See what happens. I'm nervous that you just looked at your
Let me check that card.
card.
And all right.
Because if she's not good,
If
then you
she's
are
neutral, she
screwed.
needs to have 8 in her thing, and then she wins, and the rest of us don't. I think.
Oh.
I'm gonna heal this guy.
Jackie.
The real villain.
Oh my gosh, what a twist!
I'm going to heal this guy.
One of my favorite moments that happened in the game was right toward the end when we thought that Jackie maybe wasn't a good player, that she had been deceiving us the whole time when she went to check her win condition, and we were like, wait, what? Because I was counting on her cards to get all the good players over our victory condition. Then when I thought maybe they weren't going to count for us and that she'd been tricking us, the whole time, I was genuinely shocked and upset.
I think I'm going to draw a card, draw a card, draw a card, and draw a card. That is the end of my turn.
We were her puppets.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, we were.
Wait, she doesn't have 8 though, does she? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She has 7.
Oh, you have 7.
Maybe
Why'd
her
you
thing
look
is
at
just
your
7 of her own.
There are
thing.
two.
I might be remembering the rule
There
wrong.
are 2 lines of text on this card.
What are
Jackie,
you?
I'm just so impressed by you.
What are you?
Wow!
She really does know how to win.
You were the leader. Oh my gosh.
You know what? Hey, this game's not over.
And Jackie has this way of being a very convincing leader. And so I was very invested in whatever she thought was the best thing for us to do, since it was very, very close win for the good people. And I saw that Paula was all in on that too. So I was like, okay, well, I mean, the math works out. I'll just keep doing this. And then all of a sudden, oh no.
Last turn, I had 7 villains already jailed, and my objective is to have more than 8. However, I don't want to share my victory with too many people, so I'm counting on Christina to roll a jailbreak. That way, Paula and I'm not sure if Kaylin or Michelle is good, but everybody will lose 1 jailed villain. That way, I can actually have 7 plus Christina's 2 jailed, 2 defeated heroes, and I will win by myself. So I'm hoping that happens.
Not roll a 3.
Oh, I want to roll a 3 so bad.
Roll it so we can all see. Don't roll it behind. Don't hide.
I'm not gonna hide. Woo! Dang it!
Haha, sucker.
Dang it. Well, just to mock you all, you can draw 1 card now. So, as you know, I was the assassin, and good players must have less than 7 villains jailed for each good player. So I didn't.
We do have it.
Yeah.
We don't
Well,
know
you don't
how
know
many
who's
players
good
are
yet.
good.
Yeah, that's true.
If
So
she's good.
yeah, if she's
And
good, then
if
I'm
she's
good.
neutral and she's good.
So what are you?
I am a good hero.
She's a good one.
good.
Yeah, it's just the generic 7 villains for each good player.
And how many did you end up with, Michelle?
7.
7.
All
I barely made it.
Yeah.
I'm neutral. And I had to jail at least 4 villains, and each opponent was to have 1 defeated hero, which you do.
Wow. Oh, wait, did you, wait.
I think
You
we're
say
all
it
gonna win. We'll see.
I had to have at least 4 villains jailed, and each of my opponents has to have at least 1 defeated hero, which
Yes.
you all do.
Wow.
Thank you for the
Wow.
assist on that.
It's gonna look like we're all going to win except for the evil player because I
fine, I
am
had fun.
good, but I need to have at least 8 villains jail. However, the evil player's defeated hero counts towards my jail villain.
Oh!
I actually have 9.
I was like, you don't have 8. That's awesome.
Yeah, but so I actually have 9 jailed. Yeah.
You're
Really good.
good.
Yeah. I'm just a vanilla.
Yeah,
hero.
I'm vanilla too.
So then, if you were, I thought you were neutral, so I thought I had it made, but
I also
It's
started
all
to
good.
worry, and then I was like, all of these
She was
cards that you
not
have for
neutral.
I
us.
just want to create some drama.
I think it would have been a harder loss for me if I had been hiding as the assassin. Like if I hadn't been my true assassin self, and if I'd been like just trying to like placate everybody and like pretend like I'm good, then losing would have kind of sucked because where's the fun in that? But the fact that I was able to be like, waha, I'm killing them, and like, yeah, of course you're gonna hurt me, nah, like, at least I got some enjoyment out of that part of the game. And oh my gosh, if I had rolled a 3, I just needed a 3. There was only 1 jailbreak event in the events. And if I'd rolled a 3, they all would have lost.
Even though I don't normally enjoy joint victory, in this case, it was pretty nice when everyone won and only 1 person lost. It's pretty hilarious, and I have not played a game that has done that, so that was an interesting outcome. I enjoyed it.
Wasn't my whole thing show you how to lose on your show anyway?
No,
I did a good job. Vigilante is going to be on Kickstarter soon. Check below for more information on that. Thank you guys so much for watching Girls Game Shelf, and I'll see you next time. Bye!